What is going on, guys? It's Noodle House here. We're back in Chaos Child, and she appeared in front of us. A woman. It was a woman with a strange presence. If we'd been on one of Shibuya's typically crowded streets, I doubt I ever would have noticed her. But on this empty street, she was impossible to miss. Her long hair covered most of her face, and with the street light on her back, I couldn't read the expression at all. But I could see the strange hungry light that shone from her eyes through her thick hair that otherwise concealed her features. It was a dark light, one that somehow brought a deeper blackness, not illumination. Miyashiro?
Senpai.
Aramura's voice was shaking. She'd realised how strange the woman was too. And then my eyes met hers. The next instant she laughed, or so it seemed to me. Her laugh was empty, but at the same time somehow satisfied. It was a laugh like evil itself, and it was like nothing I've ever heard before in my life. And then in a raspy, unpleasant voice she spoke. I found you. Her face like rotting. This girl is bad news. Alarm bells went off in my mind. Bad, this is bad. Bad, 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 bad. My knees started to buckle. My instincts told me that she was dangerous. Aramura was staring at the woman, not moving a muscle. No, she probably couldn't have moved, even if she wanted to. It was like we were paralysed. Delicious. Aramura barely got out her words. I think she's psychic. A psychic? I didn't want to admit it, but just looking at this woman in front of me was enough to dash all my hopes. Psychics are real. This woman, her very existence was enough to make me believe. Aramura. What is it? What's her power? I didn't know about any of the Gigolomaniac's powers besides Aramura's. But from what I'd seen so far, some of them were a lot more dangerous than the ability to tell when someone was telling the truth. There had to be more types, for instance one that could be used as weapons. And there was no doubt in my mind that this woman had that sort of power. Damn it. If I'd known this was going to happen, I would have done more research. It didn't matter whether I believed it or not. How could I not have the information needed at a time like this? Aramura. I don't know either. It could be telepathy, it could be precognition, it could be clairvoyance, but Aramura's eyes were fixed on a single point. She probably couldn't look away. I think her power is more dangerous. Her power is something that can hurt people. The woman started walking sluggishly towards us. Slowly, slowly. I finally realised that the reason she seemed to be off balance as she walked is that she was dragging one leg. Maybe she'd injured it, or maybe it had never worked right. She approached us one step at a time as if enjoying our fear. She took another step. A horrible smile was frozen on her face. Her eyes were looking straight at us, as if she didn't want to let her prey escape. I have to get out of here. My body wouldn't move. My body had turned to stone, as if I'd been stared at by Medusa. And then suddenly the wind blew. The woman's long hair flew up, and I could see just a little of her face. Aramura gasped. The woman had been terribly burnt. Her face was covered in horrible burn scars. The smile disappeared from her face. Instead it was replaced by rage. There was nothing there but burning rage in the colour of anger. She slowly brought her hands up, and then pushed them out towards us. Aramura screamed and pulled at my hand as hard as she could. A pillar of flame sprang up right where I was standing. There was a blast of heat and this awful stink of burning asphalt. A burning pain ran through my cheek as the heat struck it. What was that? Pyrokinesis. Fucking hell. She waved her arm, and the next moment the space in front of me was a sea of crimson flames. Aramura and I tried our best to get away from the fire. Pyrokinesis? I knew that meant the ability to create fire. If I remembered right, it was a word created by a famous novelist. All over the world there were these historical records of unexplained fires breaking out for no clear reason. Spontaneous human combustion, where a human body would suddenly burst into flames, was one form of those incidents took. Of course, spontaneous human combustion was considered pseudoscience, and most scientists believed the incidents were actually caused by static electricity, or EM waves. And now, real pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me. Miyashiro, why are you still standing there? Huh? The next thing I knew, the woman was stretching her hands out towards me. I rolled along the ground with Aramura almost the same moment the fire exploded outwards. The smell of burning hair stung my nostrils. Oh no, my hair! There's no time to worry about that. We kept moving away, only barely dodging the burning flames. Pillar after pillar of fire appeared behind us. It looked like the flames had spread onto a bike and some garbage that were laying on the roadside, but I didn't have time to check. The woman was getting closer, dragging her leg as she walked. I tried to grab her hand and run, but a fire appeared right in front of us, and as we tried to dodge it, we both lost our balance and fell to the ground. The plant next to us was on fire. I looked up as the footsteps got closer and saw that the woman was right on top of us. She's going to kill us. That was what was going through my mind as I lay there, frozen in terror. This wasn't an anime or in a movie, this was reality. The pain from where I'd hit my leg when I fell, the pain from the burns. All these flames, the smell of melted asphalt. It was all real. Kunosato had said that the Gigalomaniac's power came from delusions. And not just any delusions. These delusions affected the brains of others, and through being shared they become reality. The delusions of the Gigalomaniacs and the shared reality they create are capable of altering the physical world itself. That's what makes them so dangerous. Yes, and because of that, impossible pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me. And that power was going to kill me and Aramura. Delusional flames would become reality, and in that reality, we were going to be burnt to death. The woman slowly pointed the hand towards us. Maybe I was imagining it, but the air around me seemed to grow hotter. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to be roasted to death by these flames. No, I don't want to die. No, 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 no. I still don't want to die. A bigger spiral of flame than any we'd seen before appeared before us. But at the same time, something strange appeared in the corner of my eye. Frighteningly sharp, but frighteningly fragile. Infinite and finite. Phantasmal and real. Like all the ugliness and beauty in the world had been compressed into one object. It was a dye sword. It was clearly a different shape than Aramura's, but still I could see it. But since I didn't know how to draw it, I just desperately struck the one with every delusion I could muster. I imagined the sword slicing through her flames, and flung that image at her with my imagination. The burning fangs that threatened to engulf the two of us exploded. And then the fire danced like a snake. It flew in a straight line towards the woman who had created it. The fire turned into a spiral that leapt at her. She fell over in shock. Miyashiro, was that you? Was that my power? While I hadn't been looking, the dye sword had vanished from my vision. Let's get out of here. Aramura suddenly fell silent. I turned to see what she was looking at. As the air rippled from the smoke and heat of the flames, the woman slowly stood up. I gasped at the colour of her eyes. The fire that had been there a moment ago was gone. The light that burned with hatred was gone. There was only ice. Her eyes were ice, frozen and motionless and piercing. Aramura and I couldn't move. Slowly, slowly, with an unsteady rhythm, the woman approached us. And then stopped, a few steps away. Smoke was rising off a garbage bin behind us. The planter by our side was making a crackling noise from the heat. There was nowhere to run before us, behind us, or anywhere else. I couldn't even hear the bustle of the town, but the beating of my heart sounded even louder. The sound of my saliva running down my throat, the sound of my breathing, the sound of my blood flowing. All of those sounds offered proof that I was still alive, but soon they would be gone. They would all disappear, inside the burning flames. My legs shook, my eyes blurred with tears. Please, no. I don't want to die yet. I could barely speak, but the woman's expression didn't change, not even a little. And she raised her hand toward me. I closed my eyes. I was going to. Huh? I slowly opened my eyes. And then the woman was gone. Was I saved? All the strength drained from my body and I collapsed to the ground. I thought I was a goner. I thought she would kill me for sure. No, until a moment ago she was definitely going to kill me. I could tell from her eyes. They were cold without a trace of doubt, uncertainty or hesitation. So why had she suddenly disappeared? Aramura? I looked up and saw Aramura was standing there, staring at the spot where the woman had disappeared. Miyashiro. What is it, Aramura? Is there something else? No, that's not it. It's just... I'm too scared to move. Is this it? And I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. And if you want to see more of this, then do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.